Okay, so let's get on to creating content with AI. So I've tested hundreds of these AI blog writing tools, and this is one of the best ones. Is the one that I use with my clients as well, because I got a lifetime deal. But if you do want to purchase it, there's a discount down below as well for you. But there's always going to be a debate whether to, use the free stuff or use a purpose-built tool. I use this one and pay for them as well because, I just think it's worth saving the time, right? Because, like you see from earlier videos, I publish a lot, so I just want to publish as fast as possible so I can get 5 or 10 blog posts done per day. And we'll show you the system here, right? So I go into this koala writer. Okay, this is kind of the area that you want, and this is how it works here. So I'll just show you all my presets here because I think that's quite important, right? So you can create your own preset, right? So sometimes, you might have different options here depending on either the client or the website. I know I do, so I have different presets here, and you can add them into projects, right? So the model, I always choose Claude 3.5 Sonnet. I think it's the best writer. Okay, from my experience, to be honest, I've been using this for about 6 months. I haven't even tested this one in a while, but this one is the highest quality that I've found, right? And I suppose could be up to you. You can test it out as well. Probably worth testing out. So you have different types of article types. So the blog post, the standard blog post, the listicle, so best five, um, AI voice agent tools, right? Local places, so you can use this for local SEO. Amazon product, so best five air filters, whatever, and then a specific one. YouTube, I also use this one a good bit. I'll talk about this one later. But for this one, probably I would normally choose between these two. So we'll just do an example here of a blog post, right? We'll go to our um all our keywords here. So let's just pick one of these, and let's just pick this one. Okay, so AI voice agents for outbound sales. So we just put that in there. And for SEO optimization, just put in AI powered, right? So that will go out and find, the best keywords and add them so they go out and, get the top ranking pages and find the best keywords for there. And you can do automatic internal linking. We'll talk a little bit more of that in another lesson. You can add images or videos. So it depends. Again, I started adding a lot of videos. So I'll usually just actually only add about three or four maybe videos, because often there's not really too many about my niches, right? There's not too many videos, so it'll be off topic, and then I won't really be I'll just end up having to delete them all. So you can also add images, right? And there's tons of stuff here that you can change. I don't actually use that much images, and when I do use them, I'll show you how I do that as well later. So we'll just do videos, right? And you can change the length, right? Sometimes I would use a shorter length, but I just usually go for default. Okay, tone of voice, SEO optimized, perfect. Okay, and then the language and the country that you're targeting. The point of view is quite interesting. I always really go for second person, right? Because I want to be talking to you, and you want to always talk to your reader, right? But what I'm finding now more and more is actually that Google also likes this first person, sharing your own experience, right? That's super important. So, really, with this tool, I would still stick with you. And then in the editing section, we'll add some personal experience as well. So, use real time data definitely. So, we can add stuff from, other websites and stuff. I don't cite the sources, right? And outline editor. This is super, super important, right? Because otherwise, you won't get the article that you want. These ones, yeah, I mean, sometimes I add them. In fact, for this website, I will add them, okay, but it just, if you're doing bulk, it's not going to work that well. Key takeaways kind of is a good standard practice, right? But I won't use it for this one. Um, and then improve readability. I mean, that just is fine. Yeah. So you can also, for my clients and stuff, I link to their products right here. So you can also do custom outlines and extra section prompt. So if you're finding, you're not 100% happy with the output, then you can just put it in here, or the introduction, right? So sometimes I have an introduction prompt here that I add in here and say, mention my product or something like that, and it mentions the product and links out to it. In this case, for this website, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a little small prompt here for a link out to the affiliate product. Okay. No, I don't want that. So that's it. You just need to create the outline now. Okay, so we have our outline. So I'll just go through this one now. Okay, so that's fine as an introduction. Okay, sometimes the introduction can be a bit strange, but that looks okay. All of that looks okay. Okay, so I get rid of that one. That really isn't that relevant, is it? Um, what was the title for this? AI voice agents for outbound sales. Okay, this could have even been a listicle, right? Because we're kind of listing different, kind of features and ideas here in this case. So yeah, I like this one. I don't want to get into that. I don't. The AI will not be able to write a good thing about data privacy. So, and again, what I said before, success stories, no. Yeah, so case studies, no, we don't want to write about that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it is a bit of a general article, more general than I would like. I'd usually like something more specific, right? But I suppose you just kind of, this is kind of when you're in the AI section, or the niche, right? You see machine learning and NLP come up all the time. So yeah, I'm also going to get rid of all of that because it's not really relevant. I want it to be relevant to voice agents. Okay, so we'll delete that as well. I guess that. So you can see that it's kind of getting a bit lost with this one. It's a little bit complicated for it. So we'll test it out anyway to see what it's like. Okay, so now we have our article, right? And you can see it just reads really well. It doesn't really look like AI, right? Usually I usually have to change this best practice for maximize. Okay, that's a really good title. Sometimes I have to change this part especially, but it seems to get this part perfect. They're the keywords that I wanted, right? The introduction is short enough. It's fine, right? I would probably, yeah, in my other articles, I'm going to, do a kind of an outbound link when I bulk create articles to my affiliate tool, right? So you can see it looks good. There's relevant videos here, and everything is just easy to read, right? You don't want long paragraphs, so it's done it so there's no paragraphs. I would say in my case now, it's kind of going to repeat this a few many times. So if you see something like that, you just have to go through it and delete. It'll be niche dependent, right? And sometimes like this is not formatted perfectly, but okay, it looks pretty good. You can see that that's like it reads pretty well. So here we even have a good video. So if people start clicking on this, and this is helpful content, right? It's like effective call scripts, right? If I was writing this, that's what I really got into AI writing when I, saw these blog posts, and then I was like, oh, this was exactly what I was going to write next. So that's what I was talking about. It's going to do 24/7 too often, right? Repeating the same thing. So we'll go in and show you how to edit this stuff in a later lesson, right? But for now, that looks like a really good article that I can definitely publish. And you can also use this feature here to polish, right? We don't really need that anymore because it's already done that. But maybe reduce repetition, right? So you just start the polish there. And yeah, perfect. So we can actually just, send this off to our website integration. So I'll show you how to do that next.